My name is Ethan Smith, a full-time instructor in the Department of Mathematics at Catawba Valley Community College. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how you can use a website called Wolfram Alpha and all of its features. To give you a start, think about Wolfram Alpha as the Google for math or the Google for science. And we could talk to Wolfram Alpha in a way that we would ask Google questions. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize my face and walk you through how we can go about accessing Wolfram Alpha. So I've got the computer screen up. We want to access Wolfram Alpha through a web browser. So if I go down here to Chrome, all right, so I've got Chrome pulled up, and I'm going to go to www.wolframalpha.com. Now I'm going to go ahead and hide my face so you can see the screen, the computer screen completely. So here's the front page of Wolfram Alpha. Notice it says it's a computational intelligence. You can think of this as like I said, the Google of math and science. First thing I'm going to walk you through is how you can use Wolfram Alpha as just a simple calculator. So say, for example, we wanted to do 3 times 2. I can type in 3 times 2, and it will give me the result. What's great about Wolfram Alpha is it gives it to me in several representations. So for example, the visual representation here, we've got it on a number line and also in a grid representation of 3 by 2 rectangle split into 6 different pieces. So I can type in 3 inches times 2 inches. Now notice in this case, I'm using this asterisk symbol to represent multiplication. And you can get that by clicking Shift and 8. And it interprets it as 3 inches times 2 inches. That's an area, so it gives us a rectangle. It also gives us a lot of unit conversions. So we have this in multiple different units. For example, yards squared or feet squared, so forth and so on. Then it also gives us some comparisons. So this is 0.62 times the area of a sheet of paper. Or a better way to say that is this is 6.2% the area of a sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper. And then it just goes on and on. So that's really great if we want to do basic unit calculations using Wolfram Alpha. But say we wanted to also multiply by another 24 inches. Well, inches times inches times inches is inches cubed. Well, that's a volume. And so it even gives us this nice 3D graph of a cuboid, as it calls it, and tells us all these different volumetric conversions. We can even kind of see down here, this is the volume, this is about half the volume of an NFL football, which is kind of interesting. So that's how we can use Wolfram Alpha as a basic calculator to keep up with some of our units. Now, one thing we may want to consider is, or at least to find in Math 143 specifically, which is why I've made this video, is all that volume stuff related to a dollar bill. So let's just see, what's the volume of a dollar bill? Now I know that the book has a specific definition, but let's see what Wolfram tells us. And it's pretty close to what the book says. So we've got the volume of a dollar bill. And maybe you want to figure out what's that with a billion. I can actually type in times 1 billion. This is going to tell me what the volume of 1 billion $1 bills are. So we see here that this is 6.943 times 10 to the 7th inches cubed. Maybe scientific notation isn't something that you're familiar with, so one feature is that this is clickable. If you click on that, it's going to return your result in the search bar so you don't have to retype it. And then it's going to re-express it for us in other units as well. So we have that this is the same thing as 40,179 feet cube, or cubic feet. A lot of gallons as well, so forth and so on. We can see that this is a little less than half the minimum volume of an Olympic-sized swimming pool. So that's pretty interesting. So we could take a billion $1 bills and fill up about half of an Olympic-sized swimming pool. So that's how we can keep up with that. You can also keep adding on different operations. So you've got all that divided by I don't know, maybe 100 cubic inches. Or sorry, 1,000 cubic inches. And then it'll tell us that's 69,430. Now notice there's no longer any units out here because cubic inches and cubic inches will end up canceling there. So we just cancel out the cubic inches. Another thing you can do with Wolfram Alpha is solve some basic equations. So for example, say we wanted to solve an equation 3x plus 5 equals 7. Then it will solve for us what x is. So we can get x is 2/3. I hope you found this video helpful. If you ever have any questions, please feel free to email your instructor, and happy computing.